Caroline. I would like to call on the leader to please ask Minister Lynch to come back into the House to continue the debate on a vision for change and indeed on mental health services, specifically on adolescent and youth mental health services. And this is an area I have raised continually since entering in the House. In my first speech here, almost 3 years ago, I raised the question of children being placed in adult psychiatric beds or in adult psychiatric wards. And I find it totally unacceptable, again, to find out that there are 68 children were actually admitted to adult psychiatric units last year. And while I do recognise that a lot of work has been done, and I commend Minister Lynch in the whole area of what she has done, but I do think that there is huge scope. In particular, I would ask the leader if we could concentrate on the 16 to 18-year-old age group, where I believe that 2,500 children were waiting for an appointment with adolescent mental health services. And if I could just bring up my own region, of the North East region, where the staffing compliance in the CAMS for the children and adolescents mental health services, it is only 61% compliant in staffing levels. So I think there's a huge area of work to be done. In particular, I'd like to raise the whole idea of adolescent mental health services for children in the 16 to 18-year-old group. These are an area and a group of children that are being totally left out of the services. Last week I had a constituent contact me about a 16-year-old boy who paediatric services refused to see him because he was over the age of 16. CAMS would have nothing to do with it, or said they couldn't help out because he was over 16 and also because he had an intellectual disability, meaning that when he was brought to the GP said, right, well, we'll have to sedate him. So my question is, do we sedate somebody between the ages of 16 to 18 until they're old enough to reach adult mental services? I find this totally unacceptable, and I would call on the leader to please have an urgent debate around this whole area. Thank you.